What's going on, guys? This is B.million here from Million Reflections Luxury Automotive Detailing, coming to you with another product review. It is Monday morning. It is cold. You're probably thinking, Bo, it's Monday, aren't you at work? Well, I have two cars I'm doing later. I'm installing two windshield coatings. I wouldn't call it, I'd call it a coating. They're not ceramic though. I'm installing glass parents, if you've heard of those products. If not, we'll be doing some reviews in the future about that. But I've got two pretty heavy jobs I'm doing later on today in the afternoon, so I get to wake up a little bit later and get my day started a little bit later on Monday morning, so that's always fun. So I figured now would be a good time to do the review, or to do a review. And so last Friday, I was attempting to do a review on Leno's vehicle wash, but when I did the review and I went over and watched the video again, I realized that there is something about me that I didn't like. Not that I was being too honest. I have to be 100% honest in my reviews, but it was almost as if I was being too condescending and not realizing the purpose of a lot of these products and a lot of what you're supposed to use them for in the market they gravitate towards. And so, I need to come at these products with a very unbiased perspective, not saying, oh well, if it can't do this, then it's the worst product ever. And so I want to have a very unbiased perspective. That way, no matter who is watching this video, they can understand what is the purpose of this product, who does it gravitate towards, and what are the pros and cons and the benefits, and what scenarios does it suit or fit best. And so I just wanted to start off by saying that, guys, I want to make sure that I'm 100% honest, but I do also want to make sure I'm 100% kind as well, and I'm able to speak the truth with love here. And so with that being said, I want to say maybe about a year ago, I started noticing Leno's garage products coming out in the market. The reason why I'm doing a review here on this product is because obviously now, if you'll look in your local AutoZone, you'll see that they're now starting to carry some of their products. And I was exposed to Leno probably about a year ago. I saw their marketing on Instagram, and so I figured, why not give it a try? So I picked up a bottle of their Radiant, which is their silica spray sealant, which is a good product. I like it. It's not my favorite, but it is a good product. It is effective and gets the job done. I picked up their wheel cleaner, which we're actually going to be doing a review soon because it's one of the AutoZone products. But not for the first time, I tried it last week, but I hadn't tried this before I purchased this bottle. I had not tried the Leno's Garage Vehicle Wash. And so I just want to go ahead and do a quick review on the product and give you my thoughts on it. As you can see, the Leno's product, the vehicle wash, it has some really great marketing, great labeling. I think that whoever designed this bottle did a tremendous job. You see it's got Leno's signature and like a cartoonish figure of his face, which is really, really cool. I think it adds a great touch to him and to his line of products. I know that he's all over these products. I don't know how involved he is with the company, but I do know that he is somewhat involved because it's got his name on it. He has to be involved to at least the slightest bit. So we're looking at the vehicle wash here. Bottle says it removes dirt, grime, rinses without streaking, so that's good. A lot of times if we're working out in sunlight, streaking can be problematic when it comes to detailing, especially in these wash and wax soaps, which I've talked about before. Why I don't use them, I don't like them, but that's for a different video. And so when we go into it, we look at the bottle. It says we have JLG's, Leno's Garage's Vehicle Wash, is a premium shampoo that is super concentrated and designed to gently lift away dirt and contaminants. So directions: pour 3 to 4 ounces of vehicle wash onto a premium wash pad. I'm assuming they want to do the method where you take the pad first, you pour the solution on the pad, and then you go to step 2, which would say spray pressurized blast of water into your bucket pad, your wash pad and bucket to produce suds. So what they're assuming is, I guess, you just put the pad in the bucket, you spray and you lather that way. Is it the most effective? No. but I think they're just trying to introduce a new method into the market. You know, you got the Gary Dean wash method, which was something new that was introduced to the market, like the 2-bucket wash method, something new that was introduced in the market. So I think they're trying to introduce something new here, which I've seen people do it before, but it's never been marketed as an actual system. So step 3, carefully wash vehicle from top to bottom, constantly applying fresh suds to each panel. Flush your mitt or sponge of trapped dirt particles. Avoid allowing shampoo to dry in vehicle. Rinse frequently. So that's good. You know, they want to make sure that you rinse your wash mitt quite frequently to get any dirt off there. I do not have an NTM Hydro submachine pressure washer handle. It's Monday, guys. It's rough. You know, I need coffee. But I do have a grit guard in the bucket. I'm not the biggest fan of grit guards. I think there is a little bit of marketing stipulation behind it, but for the just-in-case scenario, I do see that it adds some benefits, so I do have one. And step 4, gently dry the vehicle with a drying towel immediately after final rinse to prevent water spots. And so basically, it says that, under directions, says safe for use with foam guns. I'm assuming foam cannons. So just like any other car wash soap, I mean, it's pretty much multi-purpose. It's pH neutral. I looked on the website. It's pH neutral, so it is not going to really take away any heavy tar, any heavy grime, heavy grease. It's not meant for that. What it's really meant for is just to kind of lightly wash the vehicle. It's a maintenance wash product where you have a sealant on the car. You don't want to strip the sealant away, and you just want to do a light wash. And so, but it's not going to remove black streaks or anything like that, or heavy grime or oils. Just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the game. So what we're going to do here is I have 500 milliliters of freezing cold water. Why is it freezing cold? Well, quite frankly, that's just what's coming out of the hose right now. I'm not going to go inside and get hot water. Will it add some benefit? Yes, it adds benefit using hot water, but I'm just, as of right now, I'm not too worried about that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do whatever water comes out of the tap, which happens to be freezing ice cold right now. So we got that going on. We have the ice cold water, 500 milliliters. We have just about 3 ounces of soap, which is just under, I don't know, what's that, under 100 milliliters. So I don't know the milliliter ounce conversion, but I do know like 100 milliliters is about 3.30 some odd ounces. So I've got just under 100 milliliters of soap. So we're talking just about right at about 3 ounces of product. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to see how this stuff works. Yeah, I don't need to speak anymore. Let's go ahead and let the results speak for themselves. Okay, so if you look at that, I mean, that's pretty foamy right there. That's snowy. We're talking, it's a snow day. It's cold outside, and we have ourselves a snow day. But I'll take you up close so you can get a better look at the cell construction and composites and all that stuff. So, I mean, we're looking here. That's a lot of foam. That's a lot of soap. I am using a 1600 psi, 1.2 GPM or gallons per minute output Ryobi pressure washer, so it's not going to be the best. It's going to fall off, the soap is going to fall off the panel faster than what you would normally see, only because of what I'm using, but I would assume that this is actually pretty good. Now, let's take a look at how much foam there is, and there's a lot in there. It's good lubricity. It's not the best, but it's pretty. There's some good lubricity here. Now, this is a vehicle wash. It is not a snow foam, so the foam structure is not going to be like that shaving cream buildup that we see. It's more of like a suds or a lather that sits on top of the vehicle, which is actually good because that means it's doing its job. We have some pretty large cells here when it comes to the foam structure and all of that. And so, you know, it's doing a good job. It's sitting pretty well on the panel. It looks very good. Like when I ran my hand across it, there's some good lubricity. And so that's very important. So you could either rinse off the car now and then do your bucket wash, or you can just do the bucket wash here. Depends on if you're trying to reduce scratches and swirls. But the nature of the game is to do whatever is right in your field and for your scenario. So just for the video's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse it off so you guys can see the rinse off, and then we'll get real quick to a bucket wash method so you can see how it actually works. So the cool thing about this soap in comparison to a lot of other soaps that I've used, and as the bottle says, it does rinse very freely. It is a very, very good rinse. It comes off easily, so some problematic areas with certain soaps, especially very thick soaps, is that the soap will go ahead and get stuck, or it will build up in the cracks and crevices of the car, and so you have to take your pressure washer or your hose or whatever you're using to actually introduce water to the vehicle. You've got to take it up to the vehicle, and you have to be very liberal. And so, you know, me with my pressure washer here, I'm using, 1.2 gallons per minute, 1600 psi. It's not the most. And so, I need a soap that is going to be very, it's going to rinse freely. And so that's a good thing. So that right there, I'll tell you that is, I give, when it comes to the foam cannon ability, the foam, how the foam, the foam structure, how the foam sits on the car, and how it rinses, I find it a very, very effective product. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to take you down here, and I don't know, is that a good angle? Are we looking at a good angle here? Yeah, well, you work with what you got, right? B.million here with another awkward camera angle of the day. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and do the bucket method. Now, it says 3 to 4 ounces on the wash mitt, and from there, you go ahead and, and start to work on the vehicle. I'm not going to do that. I don't like that method. I'd rather just do, 3 ounces, because I got about 3 gallons of water in here. I'd rather do about 3 ounces in here. My preference would be 2 ounces, but with that being said, since I've already used this product, I know that 2 ounces is not enough here, so I'm just going to do 3 ounces. 1, 2, 3. That's roughly 3 ounces. It may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but I don't think we're too much off here. So let's go ahead and we're going to mix it up. And so we have some good foam here. It looks good, and I can feel the lubricity, guys. It's not the slickest soap out there. Honestly, I'd even recommend going up to 4 ounces if you could. And so that might cause some issue in your world here, but 3 ounces I find would be effective and appropriate. I think in that case, then the best method is to go ahead and wash the car, do your bucket system with the foam on the car, as long as you're not worried about scratches and swirls. And so let's go ahead, we'll introduce our wash mitt to the bucket. Let it sit in there a second while I adjust the camera so you can see the car. Take the bucket over here. Now let's get to work, guys. Flip the mitt over. squeeze out the mitt, put it back in. Now I got a grit guard, so I'm going to scrape it against the bottom of the grit guard. Well, not the bottom of the grit guard, but the bottom of the bucket where the grit guard is. And get back to it. Once again. Okay. So now I know we didn't do the whole vehicle just now, but the foam is staying on the car, the suds are staying there and sticking. So that's a good thing. You know, that's something you want to see in a soap. But let's go ahead and let's rinse it off so we can go ahead and finish up this review. And guys, there you have it. The car is rinsed clean. It looks good. So, I mean, I don't need to take you into the actual vehicle. I think you guys know what a clean car looks like. So I think we can go ahead and just move forward and finish up this review. And so, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take you down so maybe we can talk a little bit on camera. Let's go ahead and have a powwow. Yeah, let's do it. So, you know, some good things that I like about this product. Obviously, it works great in the foam cannon. 3 ounces and 500 milliliters of water. I find it effective. You know, I've got well over half that foam cannon left, and I did half the car, so I can get 2 cars with this now. You fill it up all the way and do, you know, 6 ounces of soap, which is a lot of soap. Granted, it is a lot of soap, but it all depends on what world you're working in. As a mobile detailer, it may not be the most effective. You know, we're talking about a product like this. This was $10 for this pint size, but I looked online at the price of the gallon, and it's $40 a gallon. So we're talking about $5 a pint here, so it cuts the cost in half. And so in that case, maybe it's effective for you. What I like about the soap, and this is where you can kind of decide if it is effective or not. Obviously, it did not strip any of the sealant that I had on the car. I didn't have a wax on it, but I did have a sealant on it, whatever that even means, if there's a difference. I mean, there is, but terminology is terminology. So it didn't degrade the integrity of the protection on the vehicle. It rinsed very freely, and those are some of the pros. That's pretty much predominantly the pros. It's not standing trim. It doesn't streak on the vehicle. That's another thing. If it dries, it does not streak. All you have to do is take the pressure washer right up to it, and you're fine. So that is very easy, and it's a very easy product to work with. Some of the cons: you need a lot of soap, and say. If you're buying it by the pint at AutoZone, spending $10 a pint, that could still be a little costly. Although, unless if you're washing your car once a month, or you have a couple cars, you're washing them once a month, you'll go through this in a couple months, and that's okay. If you buy it by the gallon, you know, that can be a make it or break it, you know, factor for you. Whether it's this costs too much per ounce. We're talking about $40 a gallon. You know, divide that by 128 for how many ounces in a gallon, and we'll see if that's effective for you, because the foam cannon I use 3 ounces, the bucket I use 3 ounces, that's 6 ounces right there, although I would recommend a little bit more in the bucket for enhanced and for more lubricity. I guess it all depends on the world you're working in. regardless, guys, my overall thoughts of it, I think as a DIY product, if you're an enthusiast, I think it's great. I think as a detailer, there are better products on the market, and that's quite all right. Not every company is going to be a 100% with every single product, no matter what. Every company is always evolving. They're always trying to introduce new technology, and they're trying to grow with an ever so growing community and ever so growing field and line of work. You know, everyone's growing and expanding here. Technology is always being enhanced by the day. And so today, you know, hardening agents are good, but where are we going to be at in, you know, next year? You know, I know Angel Wax is big with putting interesting ingredients in their products. Titanium, you know, was a big thing, and we'll be doing some reviews on those products. But how come they're not popular with other companies or anymore? So that's my question. You know, where are we going to be at in a month from now or in a year from now? And so I'm just going on a tangent there. But you know, overall, it's not a bad product. I think that you just have to debate whether it's something appropriate for you in your world. Is it cost effective? Like I said, it rinses very freely, rinses very well, it doesn't streak, it works great in a foam cannon. I think it's a great pre-wash. But you may have some issues when it comes to the bucket wash because of how much you need. And so keep those factors in mind. Also, I didn't get to do this in the beginning, I just slipped my mind, but the smell. The smell is very important for a lot of detailers. And so this has a very, very strong cherry smell. It almost reminds you of like taking cough syrup as a kid, or a Robitussin, or all those Delsum, and all those different products that you might have taken, like a PM cough syrup or something like that. So it's very, very pungent, strong, and even a bit overbearing in the product inside the bottle. But in the foam cannon, using it in the Lance foam, it actually is very pleasant. Using in the bucket, it's very pleasant. So that is something to think about as well, if that's a make it or break in your world. Every detailer loves the smell test, the sniffy sniff, or the aromatic sensation that comes from products. I think that's what I'm going to say, aromatic sensation from now on. I think I'll coin that term right there. But with that being said, guys, I think we've gone into it enough. Once again, my name is Bo Million from Million Reflections Luxury Automotive Detailing. Thank you so much to all my subscribers, guys. You guys have been phenomenal. The community of support that I've received on these videos has just been bar none. And I love it. I thank you guys so much. Feel free to leave any comments, anything you'd like to see me review. Any questions about this product or any other Jay Leno's products. We'll be doing a review on his wheel cleaner soon. And so we'll talk about that. We'll be doing some engine detailing videos because I got quite a few of those coming up. So, and also I have an exciting announcement for the next video. It's pretty exciting for me at least. So, that being said, guys, thank you so much for your love and support. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel for more great content. And guys, enjoy this beautiful weather. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. And if you're out there detailing, wear sunscreen, because this right here, no hair, man, no hair, don't care. It's rough out there. So take care of yourselves, guys, and be safe.